On the eve, dear Daddy Longlegs, you should see the way this college is studying. We've forgotten we ever had a vacation. 57 irregular verbs have I introduced to my brain in the past 4 days. I'm only hoping they'll stay till after examinations. Some of the girls sell their textbooks when they're through with them, but I intend to keep mine. Then, after I've graduated, I shall have my whole education in a row in the bookcase, and when I need to use any detail, I can turn to it without the slightest hesitation. So much easier and more accurate than trying to keep it in your head. Julia Pendleton dropped in this evening to pay a social call, and stayed a solid hour. She got started on the subject of family, and I couldn't switch her off. She wanted to know what my mother's maiden name was. Did you ever hear such an impertinent question to ask of a person from a foundling asylum? I didn't have the courage to say I didn't know, so I just miserably plumped on the first name I could think of, and that was Montgomery. Then she wanted to know whether I belonged to the Massachusetts Montgomerys or the Virginia Montgomerys. Her mother was a Rutherford. The family came over in the Ark and were connected by marriage with Henry VIII. On her father's side, they date back further than Adam. On the topmost branches of her family tree, there's a superior breed of monkeys with very fine silk hair and extra long tails. I meant to write you a nice, cheerful, entertaining letter tonight, but I'm too sleepy and scared. The freshman's lot is not a happy one. Yours about to be examined, Judy Abbott. Sunday, dearest Daddy Longlegs, I have some awful news to tell you, but I won't begin with it. I'll try to get you in a good humor first. Jerusha Abbott has commenced to be an author. A poem entitled From My Tower appears in the February Monthly on the first page, which is a very great honor for a freshman. My English instructor stopped me on the way out from chapel last night and said it was a charming piece of work, except for the 6th line, which had too many feet. I will send you a copy in case you care to read it. Let me see if I can't think of something else pleasant. Oh yes, I'm learning to skate and can glide about quite respectably all by myself. Also, I've learned how to slide down a rope from the roof of the gymnasium, and I can vault a bar 3 feet and 6 inches high. I hope shortly to pull up to 4 feet. We had a very inspiring sermon this morning, preached by the Bishop of Alabama. His text was, "Judge not that ye be not judged." It was about the necessity of overlooking mistakes in others and not discouraging people by harsh judgments. I wish you might have heard it. This is the sunniest, most blinding winter afternoon, with icicles dripping from the fir trees and all the world bending under a weight of snow. Except me. I'm bending under a weight of sorrow for the news. Courage, Judy. You must tell. Are you surely in a good humor? I failed in mathematics and Latin prose. I am tutoring in them and will take another examination next month. I'm sorry if you're disappointed, but otherwise I don't care a bit because I've learned such a lot of things not mentioned in the catalog. I've read 17 novels and bushels of poetry. Really necessary novels, like Vanity Fair and Richard Feverel and Alice in Wonderland. Also, Emerson's Essays and Lockhart's Life of Scott, and the first volume of Gibbon's Roman Empire, and half of Benvenuto Cellini's life. Wasn't he entertaining? He used to saunter out and casually kill a man before breakfast. So you see, Daddy, I'm much more intelligent than if I'd stuck to Latin. Will you forgive me this once if I promise never to fail again? Yours in sackcloth, Judy. Dear Daddy Longlegs, this is an extra letter in the middle of the month because I'm rather lonely tonight. It's awfully stormy. All the lights are out on the campus, but I drink black coffee and I can't go to sleep. I had a supper party this evening consisting of Sally and Julia and Leonora Fenton, and sardines and toasted muffins and salad and fudge and coffee. Julia said she'd had a good time, but Sally stayed to help wash the dishes. I might very usefully put some time on Latin tonight, but there's no doubt about it, I'm a very languid Latin scholar. We've finished Livy and De Sanctite, and are now engaged with Dame Agitia, pronounced Dame Agitia. Should you mind, just for a little while, pretending you are my grandmother? Sally has one, and Julia and Leonora each 2, and they were all comparing them tonight. I can't think of anything I'd rather have. It's such a respectable relationship. So, if you really don't object, when I went into town yesterday, I saw the sweetest cap of Cluny lace, trimmed with lavender ribbon. I am going to make you a present of it on your 83rd birthday. That's the clock in the chapel tower striking 12. I believe I am sleepy after all. Good night, Granny. I love you dearly. Judy. The Ides of March, dear D.L.L. I am studying Latin prose composition. I have been studying it. I shall be studying it. I shall be about to have been studying it. My re-examination comes the 7th hour next Tuesday, and I'm going to pass or bust. So you may expect to hear from me next, whole and happy and free from conditions or in fragments. I will write a respectable letter when it's over. Tonight I have a pressing engagement with the ablative absolute. Yours in evident haste, J.A.